So Doolos on Luigi, Rudy on Greninja, and they're going PS2 for game one. I haven't seen either of these characters play for a minute, so I might get some of these moves wrong. Bear with me. Pretty tame start for both of them. Doolos with the green missile nearly kills himself. Be careful not to get yourself trapped under this stage. It's kind of easy to do that on PS2. Rudy almost got a big gift. Ooh, Doolos getting the kill off the up special. Great start for him. Nearly a huge error and turns it into a huge opportunity instead. So RatedRudy already down to stock. Doolos still under 100% right now. He's got a decent cushion to try and build extra credit, but Rudy now getting a little bit aggressive. Doolos stalls out in the air trying to use that green missile, but he is going to make it back. Sub Special has a little more vertical range compared to Mario. Also, he is able to recover that part below the stage, but Rudy, nice job getting back into things. Good water shuriken to close out that stock. We are back to even, closing that small percent gap. Doolos looking for this spike with the down taunt. It would have been absolutely absurd if he landed that. He very nearly did have the right timing. Down throw into that up B, but Rudy able to survive it this time. However, he's at triple digits right now. Be kind of careful, I say that though, but he has a great counter off stage. Just catching Doolos, trying to make it back with his green missile, and just like that, Rudy now on top 2 stocks to 1, but he's at 127%. He doesn't really have much of a buffer here to build extra credit. Doolos once again looking for that grab, and the grab is Luigi's bread and butter. He can set up so much off of a single grab, especially at low percents. And now Doolos just desperately trying to even things up. Get us all square at 1 stock apiece, but Rudy, despite the high percent, is getting a good amount of extra credit right now. Has Doolos up to about 50%. Doolos is really struggling to take this stock. He needs to try something a little different here. And, nice job letting Rudy come in close and taking him down with that back air, but 50% extra credit for Rudy. He continues to build that lead bit by bit. Doing a nice shot, closing the gap here on this final stock. Rudy has kind of slowed things down a little bit. Seeing a bit of a whiff fest as both these guys are a little scared to commit to anything. A lot of caution coming out from both of them, but Doolos now over 100% as Rudy looks to close this out. He's tired of playing this waiting game and being patient. Good back air. Sets up an opportunity to close out the game, but he is going to let Doolos get back to the ledge. Doolos managing to get that grab off of his get up, but he doesn't get too much out of it. Rudy still has a small lead here, although it doesn't really matter this high up in percent. And Doolos managing to take game one with that up smash. Looked like Rudy was kind of in control down the stretch, but he slowed things down quite a bit. And in the end, it's Doolos taking game one. But honestly, I didn't really see a lot of consistent play from either of them. Doolos was struggling a little bit to make plays off of his grabs, although he did have that nice up special kill. And he had an opportunity for his second one off of a down throw, but just couldn't, or Rudy wasn't high enough percent for it to work out. But that first game was a little sloppy from both sides. And for game 2, they're going to go Town and City. Doolos swapping to Palutena. So maybe not satisfied by his performance in game 1 or the matchup. Either way, he is making the change. We'll see if Rudy sticks with Greninja for game 2. And Rudy will stay on Greninja. So it's only Doolos making a character swap here. Good start from Rudy. Very strong combo. Put 40%. And maybe we'll see a little more consistency out of him this game. Doolos, meanwhile, not really finding anything in the early going here. 30 seconds have passed. He's only found that one hit. Rudy going a little aggressive with that side B, and in the end, he's going to take that first stock with a little resistance. Nice up smash to finish things off. And finally, Doolos finding a little bit of damage here off the respawn. But Rudy has a massive cushion right now. Racking up a nice chunk of extra credits so far. Doolos approaching 100% on the second stock, and Rudy showing no signs of letting up, and Doolos not really doing himself any favors. His play on Palutena looking nearly as sloppy as his play on Luigi, and Rudy all too eager to capitalize. Another stock taken with that up smash, and Doolos in a huge hole that I don't think he's going to be able to climb out of. This game is all Rudy so far. Doolos just really struggling to chain anything together. Rudy finally losing his first stock. Doolos managing to connect with that back air, but still in a massive hole, down 2 stocks to 1. I think Rudy's going to even this setup at 1 game apiece. And Doolos with a flawed recovery right there. Ends up going down instead of making it to the ledge. So Rudy evens things up rather easily in game number 2. Doolos definitely not looking very good with Palutena. Just waiting for a stage selection, and then we should be getting into game 3. Doolos taking some time to think about this. And they will be going to Town and City. Maybe sticking with Greninja. Waiting for Doolos to show his character pick. Doolos is really taking his time here. And he's going to go back to Luigi for game 3. He was able to pick up a win with Luigi earlier, but his performance looked incredibly shaky, as did Rudy. So I don't know if this is really going to work out, but he's going to give it a shot. And game number 3 finally underway here between Rudy and Doolos. Good start from Rudy. Really uncontested right now by Doolos. Doolos tried to parry that water shuriken but didn't have good timing on it. And once again, this start is pretty much all Rudy. And Doolos just looks completely out of this right now. Over 100%. He hasn't landed any damage back on Rudy so far. Finally getting a little bit of damage from his Zaire. He is in a huge hole to start this game. Rudy off to a great start. And finally Doolos getting a little bit of a combo going. That damage is certainly going to help him if he can make a full comeback into this first stock, but Rudy still seems to be in control here. Good down tilt, but he can't find any follow-up off of it. He's just looking for a killing blow right now. Doolos doing everything he can to get back into this first stock, but Rudy not going to let him, and now Doolos needs to quickly equalize things before they get out of hand. Good read from Doolos. Managing to get that back air. Taking Rudy over 100%. He is going to get that parry into up smash, so Doolos, a couple good plays here, brings things back to even. Rudy with the back throw. Tries to follow up that full water shuriken. And now he's juggling Doolos around once again. Shot by Rudy using that fully charged water shuriken as cover to get in close for that grab. And Doolos once again over 100%. Rudy at just 6 right now. So Rudy once again seizing momentum, taking control of this game. And Doolos came back earlier. Now he's going to have to do it again on the second stock, but he's at 145% right now. And Rudy just struggling a little bit to close out these stocks. Finally, will get the job done with that forward air. He has a really big buffer here to build up some extra credit and maybe put this game away, but Doolos down, certainly not out. We'll see if he can put something together. Gets that grab into the up B and down throw into up special. Manages to work out for Doolos this time, and he evens things up at 1 stock apiece. And only 26% extra credit for Rudy. So this is certainly doable for Doolos. He may bring this back after all. So Rudy once again taking control, going on another big run. Doolos up to about 75% right now. Once again, Rudy barely sustaining any damage. Fully charged up smash with Doolos, not falling for it, not trying to contest it, just playing things safe. He is over 100% now. Rudy just tossing out fully charged water shurikens now. He has control at the moment. Doolos is playing so cautiously. And Rudy is doing a nice job taking advantage of that, just keeping Doolos at bay. Kind of waiting for Doolos to make a mistake. Oh! Oh, it's going to be Rudy making the huge mistake. He recovers right into Doolos up special. And once again, Doolos comes out on top here in game 2. Or game 3, excuse me. And he's able to get that kill with the up B. And I didn't think he was going to be able to find that. Especially with Rudy only at about 40%. But what do I know? Doolos now up 2 games to 1. And he just sort of steals that. And Rudy kind of let him hang around there. He was struggling to take that last stock. Doolos able to capitalize on the opportunity that he was given. So I imagine at this point Doolos is going to stick with Luigi. And I wonder if Rudy is going to make a change. I think my left Joy-Con is experiencing drift. So Rudy sticking with Greninja and Doolos as expected. Gonna stay on Luigi as we head into game 4. And Rudy has got to play better in terms of closing out these stocks. He's getting a lot of damage early on and going on these big runs and getting these big leads, but he's letting Doolos hang around for so long. You saw it in the last game, Doolos was over 100% for a while on that final stock, and Rudy had the 2-1 lead, and he just let Doolos hang around until he had an opportunity to get a kill and the win with his up special. So Rudy, once again, with a rather large percent lead, and this time he's got to actually close out the stock quickly and not allow Doolos to survive for a long time and find these openings. Once again, using these fully charged water shurikens to create separation and keep Doolos at bay. Doolos just barely hanging on at 140%. Rudy is going to catch him once again near the ledge, and Doolos does go down a little faster this time, so nice start by Rudy. And he has a bit of a buffer here to build up extra credit, and he's doing just that. Doolos already over 50% on the second stock. And Rudy with some strong combos right now. Oh, but he's going to recover right into Doolos' knife hand. And Doolos is able to even things up 2 stocks apiece, but a 70% lead for Rudy. It's certainly going to be tough to come back from. Doolos has done it before. Rudy, nice follow-up there. Gets the back air, takes the stock, and doing a much better job now closing out these stocks on Doolos. Up 2-1 right now, and again, a big buffer. He's at just 40%. And certainly making a strong case right now to force game 5. Landing there. Tries to find some follow-up, but Doolos turning the tables a little bit. That's side B almost getting the job done for Rudy. And that is actually going to get it done. Rudy closing it out with that down tilt, forcing game 5. I think that was actually his fair. I kind of don't really know Greninja's moveset very well. So I think he closed that one out with down tilt into F air. I think Greninja's back air is like a kick or something. But regardless, we go into game 5 now. Same picks. And they're going to go to Smashville for this decider. Winner moves on to face Caliber Tech. And again, another pretty strong start for Rudy. A lot of whiffs coming out here as well. Really trying to follow up that nair with the side smash, but just a little early. Rudy making good use of these fastball nairs. He's been doing it quite a bit. It's usually one of his favorite tools, coming back down to the ground. Good down smash, and that's actually going to be enough to take Doolos down. I thought he could have survived with some better DI. And Rudy, once again, has a sizable lead, but Doolos, side smash, not enough to get the kill, but certainly helps him close that gap a little bit. Rudy offstage, Rudy mixing up his recovery just a little bit, and that's something that Greninja can do. His recovery are working a little similar to Pikachu's, where it's kind of like a two-stage thing. trying to use these water shurikens once again to prevent Doolos from having a safe recovery. He is going to make it back. Rudy getting some really nice extra credit. Doolos already up over 60%, now over 80. As Rudy continues to build on this lead, and Doolos needs to make a play happen because he is falling way behind in this 5th game. Rudy definitely wants that rematch against Tech if he can get it. And a great fully charged water shuriken is going to send Doolos flying, but not quite far enough for him to go down. Doolos still hanging around, but Rudy will catch him there. Doolos now down to his final stock. As Rudy's still hanging on to all 3 of his. Finally, Doolos will take that first stock from Rudy with the back throw. But he is in a massive hole right now, down 2 stocks to 1. And I think, barring some crazy plays from Doolos, Rudy's got this one in the bag. And Doolos already dropped that low percent grab combo. When executed correctly, Luigi can rack up a ton of percent off of somebody who's pretty much around 0 with a grab combo, but Doolos just not able to execute, and he dropped it. Now Rudy just kind of playing it safely. We're going to close this out, but he's got to be careful to not repeat the same mistakes he made in Game 3. He can't let Doolos get back into this by allowing him to just survive. Doolos will whiff on that up special, but Rudy not getting a punish. Doolos able to make it safely back to the ledge. So Rudy missing kind of a golden opportunity to rack up a ton of damage there on Doolos. However, he's still in the driver's seat. Still looks like he's going to be able to close this out eventually. It's just a matter of time. Doolos delaying the inevitable as he fights to stay alive. Rudy holding on to that water shuriken just a little too long. Side B not quite enough to get the job done, but Doolos with that green missile, can he make it back? No! He's going to hit the bottom of the stage with his recovery, and Rudy will take it in 5 games, and he will get a rematch against Tech. And unfortunately for Doolos, he's going to have to walk away empty-handed, finishing in 4th place tonight.